Hello everybody, I'm going to use my new app today, and we're starting at 0 miles, 53 volts even. We're going to start out on a trail that I've done before, but we're going to try and do it a little bit quicker. As a lot of you may know, my wife, she was having hip surgery. She had that on Thursday of last week. Today is Memorial Day, Monday. It's been about how you would expect. She actually had to quit work a couple days early because her leg pain was just getting too much for her. So we had a pretty rough few days last week leading up to the surgery, and we were just happy for Thursday to come and her to get the surgery. So I just wanted to thank everybody that sent their well wishes, let you know that we're back home. I've been taking care of her for the last few days, so I haven't been able to ride my bike since the beginning of last week or last weekend. She's feeling better today, so I decided to try and get out and get a quick ride in, so I wouldn't have to miss so many days in a row. So yeah, she's feeling better today. I've got my daughter at the house, hoping that she'll kind of watch after her while I'm gone. I'm not expecting to be out too much more than an hour or so. But, oh, I see a tree has come down. There's always something new on these trails, even if you've ridden them before. But yeah, I'm hoping that my daughter will take good care of her while I'm gone. We actually got her outside today and let her walk a little bit out on the sidewalk by our house. Get a little bit of fresh air finally. But she's doing well. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for their well wishes and all of that. It's actually been a pretty good process, and I'm hoping that within, I don't know, a week or two, she'll be able to walk without her walker. And maybe by about week 3 or 4, she'll be good enough to get out on her bike with me. So, looking forward to that. There's a lot of trees that's come down over the trail over the last couple weeks that I've been on this trail. But anyway, before we get too far into this, I also wanted to give a shout out. I hope I pronounce your last name right, but Michael Milan. He has a YouTube channel. I enjoy watching. We both started approximately the same time. He's up in Washington, D.C., and I really enjoy watching his channel get better and better every time I watch a video of his. But he's such a good guy, has such a great outlook on life, and enjoys riding his Lectric XP so much that he's inspirational. But yeah, he's like I said, he's a channel on the rise. If you like watching a little bit of city riding, I know some of you that watch my videos watch his as well. For those of you that don't, hop over there and subscribe to him, give him a little bit of help on his channel, and I'd like to see him grow and do well. He seems like a really nice guy. He subscribed to my channel. I'm a subscriber to his channel, so I think there's on my homepage you can actually go to, I think up at the top of my main page onto my channels, I think, and I think you can see people that I've subscribed to. Go up there and give him a try. I think you'll enjoy his outlook when he's riding his videos. So today is also a little bit of a test. I'm going to use Peddle Assist 3 most of this trip. Just want to see what the battery, how it'll come out at the end of this. I kind of want to make this sort of a quick ride. I don't want to leave Lisa back at the house for too long by herself in case something happens, or get away from the house too far. So I thought I'd try to make this quick. I wanted to ride this trail with this Relive app on to check the mileage. I'd also like to see how many feet I climbed coming back the other way. I know it's mostly a downhill ride for the most part going this way. Not major, but I've got to pedal a little bit every now and then, but I kind of wanted to see going back what it would look like as far as the feet that I travel and everything. So yeah, I've been down here before with you guys. This is where you can launch your boats. By the way, on my last video, whenever I wrecked, that sidewalk, I guess the lip of it is a little bit higher than the sidewalk is, and it had that little bit of grass growing between the lip and the sidewalk. so I couldn't tell that the lip of it was a little bit higher. So whenever I started to get over into the street, my wheel kind of caught that edge because I was on an angle and just kind of took my wheel out from under me. And it's kind of a surprise to say the least. But fortunately, I was able to fall directly on my hands and didn't slide or anything, so no scratches, no bruises. No traffic was coming, thank goodness, because I kind of fell out into the street right there. But thank goodness for Pedro giving me the idea to go out real early before all the traffic was out. That might have saved me a worse accident. So that's why I usually try to stay away from a lot of cars. And again, that's what makes me have a lot of respect for Michael Milan whenever I'm watching his videos going through Washington, D.C. traffic, because I've driven through there and I know what that traffic is like, and it is crazy. And it's scary enough just being in a car, let alone on a bike. And the crazy thing about Washington, D.C., for those of you that haven't been there before, the stoplights are not across the road. So they're not right in front of you, they're on the sidewalks, kind of like a stop sign on the side. So sometimes if you get beside a tall truck, you just can't see. You can't see what's going on. Can't see if it's a stop, if it's a green light or a red light or what. So let's head back up this hill to the other end of this trail and see what the app shows as far as elevation change. I don't know if you can hear the engine whining. I'm Peddle Assist 4 and I'm only going about 13 miles an hour. So usually with 4 you can get up to about 20 if you're pedaling. Kind of shows you how much strain was on the motor. Take it easy through here again. I've had some comments, folks asking me, you know, what pedal assist should you use? How should you use the gears, the mechanical gears here? Kind of depends on your endurance factor. I generally leave this in 6th or 7th gear, depending on how flat the terrain is. I'm in 7th gear right now. Just kind of keeping up with the pedal assist level. If I had it down in 4th gear right now, going 16 miles an hour, my legs would be flying. So I've got it up in 7th gear so that my legs are at a nice, even pace. If I start to go up a hill at this point, which I will in a little bit, but it's not tremendous, so I may not have to gear down, but whenever I hear the engine start to whine, I can tell that it's being stressed a little bit. I'll start gearing down into 6th gear, 5th gear, 4th gear, so that it's a little bit easier for me to pedal and help the engine or the motor go. So you know, if you don't weigh too much and you're cruising along and you start to go up a hill, you may be able just to leave it in 6th or 7th gear. But whenever I'm pulling as much weight as I am, you know, nearly 300 pounds, and you know, plus the 60 some odd pounds of the bike, that's a lot of weight for that motor to pull. I've heard that people going up real long mountains, leaning heavily on the motor just by itself, I've heard of people burning the motor out. Of course, I don't know how fast they were going, you know, how much current they were using during the time. I'd say how I ride, there's not much of a chance of burning the motor out. But if I were not to pedal as much, there'd probably be a good chance on some of these hills that I have to climb. So on those hills, I would gear down to a lower mechanical gear so that I can help it better. So, I hope that helps a little bit. It's kind of like riding any other bike with gears, except you've got a motor assisting you. So you don't have to go in such a low gear that you might if you're in a regular bike. You know, if I was in a 10-speed or a mountain bike, through here I might be right in the middle of my gear, right in the middle of my gears. Whereas with this bike, since I've got the motor in Peddle Assist 3, I've still got it in 7th gear, and I'm able to help it along without totally overstressing myself. Now, if it was a steeper hill again, I'd back it down to 6th gear, 5th gear, whatever I would need, so that I could help it out a lot more. I'm using about 5 or 6. My current is at about 5 or 6. I'm going up a little bit more of a hill now. So, of course, I'm starting back out from slowing down, so it jumped up some. But I'm about 5 or 6 on the current. I'm interested to see this trip. Just this part of the trail is about 5 miles both ways. My bike is showing I'm at about 4.8 miles. I went down just a little bit farther than the fort, so I'll probably wind up being a little bit over 5 miles, but I kind of wanted to see how much it drops, or how much mileage the bike computer loses over about a 5-mile period. So it'll be a little bit over that. On my last ride, my app showed that I had gone, I think it was 7.8 miles, and the bike showed, I believe it was 7.3. So I lost 0.5 of a mile, about a half a mile over an 8-mile stretch. Next time I go out, it'll be farther than this, so I'm going to try to do a 10-mile stop and see what the app shows as opposed to what my bike shows. Get a little bit of an idea of how much you're losing on the bike every 10 miles you travel. Might be a little easier to calculate when you're out riding. So we'll see. As soon as we go under this tunnel, it's fairly cool today. It's in the high 70s, but man, inside this tunnel, like right now, air's blowing out. It feels like air conditioning. It's got to be 20 degrees cooler in here. I've got a short sleeve shirt on and I'm getting goosebumps on my arm right now. Excuse me. Alright, so just around this corner, we'll be back to the start of this particular part of the trail. So it shows, the app says I've gone 5.9 miles. The bike says I've gone 5.9 miles. So it's just not very consistent. For it to be that dead on and it be the same, but then if you go to 8 miles, I mean almost 6 miles, you go 2 more miles, you lose about a half a mile, which is kind of weird. So take the mileage on this with a grain of salt. I guess that's the ultimate message here. We're at 49.5 volts. I forget what it was when I started. I actually rode to this point from my house before I started filming or using the app. I think it was 50 or 51. I'll put that somewhere on the video. I forget what it was when we started, but 49.6 volts. And this was going on Peddle Assist 3 the whole way. Of course, going down, I was going downhill a little bit. Coming back, I was coming uphill a little bit. So that evened out. But about 49.5 volts for about 25, 26 minutes. 5.9 miles, which is what the app says. So it's a little bit confusing. Don't know what to take from that other than it's just a little bit unreliable. Doesn't seem like there's any real rhyme or reason why this thing seems to drop mileage like it does. Maybe somebody out there a little bit smarter than me knows, but I sure don't. Anyway, this is the end of the video for today. Just wanted to make a quick video. Again, tell all of my loyal watchers out there, thank you for your kind words from my wife. She's home, resting, doing well. We expect her to be up and around in the next week and a half, maybe 2 on her own, and then probably 3 to 4 weeks total before she's able to get back out on a bike. So anyway, looking forward to that. I think we'll get some pretty good video footage. We'll be able to film each other riding and stuff like that, so that should be pretty interesting. So we'll just have to wait and see how long that will take. But in the future also, I'd like to go out and go up that 7-mile hill climb that I did. Start at the bottom and go as far as I can this time, since I know I won't have to use any battery coming back down, and just see how long this bike will carry me. And if it'll carry me up that hill, it'll carry just about, probably, I don't know, at least 80% of everybody that watches these videos. I almost forgot my video closer. Again, thanks for watching. Had a great day out. God bless, and we'll see you on the next video.